Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a project that is a very unique project and can also be considered as one of the ETFs of the DeFi space or even the crypto space in general. And this is called Powerpool or the CVP token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the projects that we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to the website powerpool.finance in order to learn more about this project, right? So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to rely on some information presented on CoinMarketCap, even though the information is not very extensive. But this is only going to be a peripheral analysis, so please do your own in-depth research before you put any of your money on this token, right? So what is Powerpool? Powerpool is a solution for accumulating governance power in Ethereum-based protocols by pooling tokens such as Comp, Balancer, Lend, Yearn Finance or YFI, BZRX, Acro, etc. The CVP token name refers to concentrated voting power. CVP holders decide how pooled GTs will vote when the vote occurs in their root protocol. Also, CVP holders govern the entire protocol, key ecosystem variables, collateral types, adding new pools, etc. Right? So again, what is Powerpool? Powerpool is as I mentioned, it could be considered as an ETF. So if you guys don't know what ETF is, ETFs or exchange traded funds are basically, kind of securities on a regular stock exchange that can be bought and sold. But the best thing about an ETF is that it represents multiple different stocks of a particular exchange, right? So let's say, for example, the S&P 500 is an ETF that comprises of all the top 500 companies in the US. So if you hold one unit of S&P 500, you're basically owning a very tiny portion of some of the best 500 companies in the US market. So that's basically an ETF, right? So why am I calling Powerpool as an ETF? So Powerpool is not an actual ETF, but it's it can be called as an ETF of the crypto space, because if you see, this one particular token comprises of comprises of the governance tokens in the popular DeFi platforms such as Comp, BAL, Lend, YFI, BZRX, Acro, etc. Right? So what does this mean is, if you hold one CVP token, you're holding a small bit of all of these other popular DeFi platform tokens, thereby also awarding you with an governance aspect for all of these platforms, right? So you will be eligible to participate in the governance aspect of all of these platforms because you hold a small fraction of each of these platforms in the form of a CVP token, right? So a CVP token represents a combination of all of these tokens. So the CVP name itself means concentrated voting power. So that's basically what the name means. Concentrated voting power is what this token actually is, because you have a concentrated ability to hold a basket of DeFi protocol tokens by just holding this token, right? So what does CVP provide you? CVP holders decide how pooled GTs will vote when the vote occurs in the root protocol. So whenever you hold CVP and it's the voting season for, let's say, YFI platform, you can basically participate in the Yearn Finance ecosystem and vote without even having the YFI tokens, because if you hold CVP, you're indirectly owning a small bit of YFI, right? So that's how it works, right? And you'll be able to participate in governance protocols for multiple different platforms, and that's going to be something that many people who are actively involved in DeFi and who love to participate in governance tokens would find this very interesting, right? So also, CVP holders govern the entire protocol, again, something that we already discussed. So what are the main functions of the CVP protocol, right? So now we discussed about what the platform itself, what the protocol itself does and what the token itself does. Now let's see what are the main functions of the protocol. So coordinated voting, CVP holders decide how pooled governance tokens will vote. So again, One of the main features is that you can coordinate the voting on multiple different platforms just by holding this token. So if you hold CVP, you can basically decide how pooled governance tokens will vote. So that's something that you have the ability to decide on. Pool GTs to accumulate governance power in one place. So again, you have an opportunity to pool multiple different platforms in one place, so thereby making it easier for you to hold CVP tokens instead of holding individual basket of these tokens, right? Lend GTs to earn additional GTs by lending GTs. So you can basically lend these tokens as well, and you can also earn governance tokens as well, because certain platforms allow you to earn governance token based by holding them, right? So by holding them, if you are eligible to receive rewards, you will receive the rewards for some of the platforms based on how their governance structure is formed. And again, as I discussed, so some platforms will have a feature where if you hold this token or if you stake this token, you can earn more of those tokens. So if that token, governance token, is in this pool that CVP represents, you will be eligible to earn those rewards just by holding CVP, right? Lock GTs as a collateral to get a loan. So again, governance tokens can be locked in order to lend or borrow and so on and so forth. So if you want to borrow a particular amount of money in the form of stable coins, you can basically use CVP as a collateral in order to borrow funds, right? Borrow GTs to gain extra leverage in voting. So again, instead of relinquishing your relinquishing your CVP tokens, you can deposit them in a platform that offers CVP deposits, take a loan, and then use that loan to buy more CVP tokens in order to get additional governance rights, thereby repeating the process as many times as you want in order to gain the highest governance rights for pretty much all of the platforms that are forming the basket for CVP, right? So that's basically some of the main functionalities of this platform. The CVP token doesn't have a pre-mine or token sale, and is all supply gets distributed via liquidity mining. So if you see, one of the benefits of this platform, one of the benefits of this token is that this token has no pre-mine, so it's all fair launch. So you don't have any form of issues with regards to whales or tokens getting dumped by the founders or team members or advisors. So no such issues exist with this platform or this token. And also, people who provide liquidity earn CVP in the form of liquidity mining, and that's basically how this token enters into the market in the first place, right? So that's pretty much the overall summary of the CVP Powerpool protocol as well as the token itself. So let's go to the website itself. So going to the website, you can clearly see that it's a very simple website. They have Power Universe, build your own exposure to DeFi using bullish, bearish, and hedged investment DAO, manage DeFi products with rewards. So again, pretty straightforward explanation. So you can go to the app, which will explore pretty shortly. But if you see, this is their token symbol. What Powerpool is about. Powerpool is a DAO manager of non-custodial structured investments, offering broadly diversified, actively managed, rewards-rich, gas-efficient, multi-chain family of thematic pooled investment tokens with hedging options easily blended with average investors. Again, that's a mouthful. Overall, what they're stating is that it is basically a collection of governance tokens from popular DeFi dApps, which allows you to not only have governance say in all of these platforms, but also have rewards associated with it. If a particular project within the basket provides rewards for holders, then by holding one CVP token, you're basically eligible for rewards from multiple different platforms, right? So it's also gas efficient, it's also multi-chain, because many of these platforms are also multi-chain, so you have that benefit as well, right? So overall, it's a very good project. I like the idea, and I feel like this project is only going to get noticed pretty soon, and you can read more about this by clicking on the project wiki. So some of the projects that they have, so you have current and upcoming projects, you can explore through them if you want. You have XCVP, YLA, ASA, ASSY, PIPT, and Yeti. So these are all some of the projects that they have, and protocol features. So these are all some of the features that we already quite went through. And if you scroll below, PowerDAO, again, PowerDAO's mission is to curate short lists of tokens of interest held in various pooled vehicles and also the DAO treasury itself with dynamic recategorization via staked XCVP, quadratic voting consensus, continuous reweighing based on time-delayed flash polls, and multi-chain and multi-layer shortlist, initially ETH, DeFi, and Binance Smart Chain DeFi. So again, this basically talks about their, the shortlisting mechanism, and adding new tokens is kind of, governed by the PowerDAO ecosystem itself. So this also, if you go through it in detail, they'll tell you how a particular project gets to be in this basket of list, and how what are the criteria that's required in order for members to vote on a particular project, right? In order to be listed as a CVP basket, within the CVP basket. So that's something that you guys can read through. Power Agent or Powerpool automatically executes on-chain maintenance operations such as TWAP prices, rebalancing AMM weights, processing batches transactions, and executing asset swaps via XCVP. So this is again one of the components of the Powerpool, which is they have this time-weighted average price point, because if you see, TVP itself doesn't have its own price. It derives its price value from the basket of tokens that it has. So in order to get a consistent price prediction for these, for the value of one TVP, you basically have to rely on time-weighted average price mechanism in order to make sure that at a given time on every single day, a snapshot is taken, so that that snapshot will be like an average of all the token prices within the basket, and that is the token price that TVP will itself become, right? Or CVP, I think it's CVP, not TVP. CVP will itself become, right? So that's how this is calculated. So you have some cool graphics here. Here they talk more about the CVP token itself, which you can read about. So if you stake CVP, you'll get XCVP. So that's something that you guys need to bear in mind. The market cap is 40 million. Circulating supply is 24 million, and markets it's available in 33 markets. You can find the information about this on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. So XCVP is a staked version of CVP. So XCVP is a treasury contract and ERC20 token, allowing to stake CVP, participating in governance and earn protocol rewards. This contract collects fee streams from Powerpool products and automatically purchases CVP from the open market, adding it to the overall CVP pool and therefore increasing the value of XCVP. So XCVP is, although it is a separate token, it is kind of like closely tied with the CVP token itself. So first of all, XCVP is formed by staking CVP within the platform. So apart from that, you can also use the staked CVP in order to govern the CVP ecosystem itself. So XCVP represents governance vote, right? So if you stake one CVP, you get one XCVP, which represents one voting power. So XCVP is a direct representation of the voting power on Powerpool, and that's basically how the ecosystem functions. And it also allows for fee streams from multiple different Powerpool protocols to be funneled into the ecosystem, and what it does is it uses this fee to buy more CVP from the market, open market, and adds it to the pool so that the value of XCVP increases. So XCVP is considered as a highly it is a volatile token, but at the same time it has a high potential to increase in price in the long run, right? So that's basically what XCVP is and its relationship with CVP is. So now let's look at the team members themselves. So although they don't really have their actual photos, they still have some of the information along with their LinkedIn or Twitter profile. So you guys can go to their social media to see what projects they were involved in and what projects they are getting themselves involved in the future as well. So you can clearly see the community, how it's structured, and what are they partnership with. So you have partners, other DeFi platforms that they partner with. So Yearn Finance is obviously one of them. Polygon Matic. So I think this platform will be, this token will be available on the Matic chain as well. Balancer, SushiSwap, Wintermute, Binance Smart Chain, XDAI, Synthetics, Aave, Mixbytes, Pessimistic, Boardroom, and so on and so forth. So several partners for this project, and many of those projects also have their governance token within the CVP pool, right? So if you see what people say, which is again what people think about this project, you can see some of the screenshots of the Twitter accounts that have spoken about this project recently, which you guys can use as do your own research project. And you have the FAQ as well, which you can read through as well, right? So overall, that's that. When it comes to the project, you have the social media information at the bottom, and I believe you also can subscribe to their newsletter to get regular updates from Powerpool team, right? So again, overall, that's a Powerpool. It's a very interesting project. It's one of my favorite projects. I'm going to look more into this, and I'm going to look into getting a small bag of this because I think ETFs are bound to, in the traditional stock market, ETFs are bound to outperform the entire market, because if you have a basket of every single stock in the form of an ETF, you will always get the highest performance that instead of picking individual stocks, right? So since cryptos are also mostly equated to investments and stocks, you need to see these kind of DeFi ETFs so that you can kind of like, instead of trying to buy, let's say, Yearn Finance by yourself, and owning one Yearn Finance could cost you upwards of about $43,000 to $48,000 depending on when you're watching this video. And instead of owning one full Yearn Finance, you can own one full CVP, which basically means that you'll be owning a basket of tokens, including a small fraction of Yearn Finance or YFI token, right? So that's how I see it, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of this platform. And I think you guys can definitely do your research and come to your own conclusion, right? So going back to the coin market cap page for CVP, this token is currently ranked 507th by market cap on coin market cap, and is currently trading at $1.66 per token. So again, if you see, the token is less than like $2, and by holding one CVP, you're holding a teeny tiny fraction of all the major governance tokens in Ethereum. So although your exposure to Yearn Finance, for example, is not going to be very high by holding one CVP, you are still owning a small portion of YFI, which means you can vote on the YFI platform, right? Based on what we read so far. So that's basically the power of Powerpool. So $1.66 is its current price point, and if you see, the token is down 10.91%, and it is in the kind of like a downward trajectory right now. So if you scroll down, you can clearly see that the market cap is about $56.2 million in market cap, which is also down 10.9%. So again, the market cap is slowly shrinking, but at the same time, for a project that aims to allow for a master governance platform to be created, where you can basically participate in multiple governance activities from multiple different platforms just by holding this token, and you're only seeing that this token has a market cap of less than $100 million or even less than $60 million in market cap, then this is an indication of how undervalued this project is, right? So I think many platforms, individual protocols, individual tokens, they have upwards of maybe many of these major DeFi platforms have upwards of $1 billion in market cap. Some of them are in the top 10, many of them are in the top 50. So instead of trying to hold all of these individual kind of like tokens, which you can also hold, but you can also easily hold CVP, which is just $56 million in market cap. And since it's pretty much at a 10% discount right now, it's a really good buy opportunity, right? So I think the market cap is definitely going to increase and explode as more and more people start learning about DeFi and start learning about how this protocol works and how this platform and token really helps them get multiple exposure. I think this token's market cap is only going to rise, right? So that's just my personal opinion. If you take the max supply. This token has 100 million token max supply, and if you guys remember from what I said before, this token has no pre-mine, it has no founder allocation, advisor allocation, or anything like that, and the token is only produced via liquidity mining incentives, right? So I think this platform is an extremely fair launch platform, and the max token supply is also 100 million tokens, which is within my expected range. And out of that, 34% of the tokens are in circulation, which is still a decent number. So you can expect the token to move sideways for quite some time because of the new tokens being dumped in the market, but that sideward push is not going to be lasting too long because the tokenomics are quite strong and stable, and you can only have so much dumping happening in the market before the token starts rebounding, right? So that's just my opinion, guys. I think the tokenomics is also really good in this platform, right? So going to the market, you can clearly see that this token has been going down for quite some time. This token used to be worth $1.87 since again the price point we are going to look at is basically we're going to switch to all time. So if you see the initial price point when this token was launched was about $4.69 in end of August 2020 last year, and if you see, the token immediately went up to $12 per token, an all-time high of $12 per token, and it kind of crashed immediately, reaching a price of $2.86, and this was during mid of September, and then it was making some sideways movements, occasionally touching the $3.50, going back to $2 or even $1.80, and then going back up to about $4.16 or something like that, and then it has an up, down, and sideways movement, right? So it goes up, then down, then a little bit sideways, and then goes up, down, sideways. So that pattern is pretty much repeated for quite some time until May 21st of 2021, when the token kind of went down, and it's been moving sideways since then, right? Overall, this token has been going down, which means it's a really good buy opportunity to buy this token right now. Again, this token has zero chance of whales having a lot of token. There's no pre-mine or anything like that. So it's a fully fair launch token which has a fixed cap, which means there could be no more than 100 million tokens that could be injected into the market at any given time. And you can also see that this token has a very novel idea where it acts as a sort of like an ETF of the DeFi space, right? By holding this token, you're basically holding something that can basically kind of like represent the entire DeFi governance platforms, right? So for a project that has such a huge potential in the future, the token is pretty much at its all-time lows, and it's one of the best opportunities to buy this token. Just saying, I'm not asking anybody to buy this token because it's not financial advice. I'm just stating that this is, if you're looking to buy this token, this is a really good buy opportunity. You will never get a better opportunity than this. Maybe the token can move sideways even further, and it can go a little bit lower. Maybe it can break below the $1.50 mark, but I don't think it'll go below the $1.40 or $1.35 mark, right? I think it will kind of hover around that price point and start rallying back up, right? It hasn't really set up proper all-time highs yet, which means you're still extremely early, and the token is still less than $60 million in market cap, so you are pretty much buying it at a bargain, right? So that's just my opinion, guys. If you go to the Bitcoin comparative, you can clearly see that the token is also an amazing opportunity to buy using Bitcoin comparative as well. So if you see, the initial token price was about 42,000 satoshis, and then it went up to about 0.001 BTC, about 100,000 satoshis per token, and then crashed down, reaching 2,000 satoshis, and then kind of now it's kind of worth pretty low at about 3,388 satoshis per token, which is pretty much of the all-time lows of the lows in Bitcoin comparative. So that's basically where this token is at in the Bitcoin comparative. So if you want to buy this token using Bitcoins or satoshis, then you can do that as well, because both in the dollar term as well as Bitcoin comparative, this token is a pretty good buy opportunity, right? Again, that's just my opinion, guys, not financial advice. If you go to the markets, again, this token is already available on Binance. Many people don't know this, but this is a token that was listed a while back on Binance. Obviously, this is it's a very reputed project. It represents the entire DeFi ETF. So Binance obviously thought that by listing this, they're listing indirectly listing an ETF. So they did list this token. There's a lot of liquidity on Binance. You can buy this with BUSD, ETH, and I think even BTC, but I really don't see the pair. But if you want to buy this with ETH instead of BTC, that's also pretty good, because I think in the ETH comparative as well, you would probably find this token being all-time low. So if you want to accumulate some ETH, then you can obviously buy this token with ETH on Binance. If you want to buy this with USD, you can buy it on Huobi Global. You can also get it on Huobi Global with ETH and BTC. You can also get it from OKEX, and some decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap and SushiSwap also offer this token, right? So what's my final verdict on this token, guys? I think this is one of the best tokens in the cryptos right now, representing a basket of different high quality governance tokens from the Ethereum blockchain. It is a project that's getting unnoticed. This token is getting hammered because a lot of people are basically farming and dumping this token, right? So this is probably the best opportunity to buy this token, because imagine if all the other DeFi tokens start rallying upwards, and as people start understanding about DeFi as well as the governance aspect of the DeFi, they are going to slowly participate in governance aspects in the future, and that's only going to mean price appreciation for CVP, right? And also I think the market cap, the tokenomics are all very robust. I can easily see this token reaching at least $3 to $4 by the end of this bull run easily, because its already previous all-time highs was about $12. You can easily reach about $3 to $5 in the upcoming months, and by the end of this bull run, I think this token can easily cross $10 to $15, maybe even go higher than that if you are lucky. But I think in the long run, this token will definitely be a very good token to hold, because it's going to easily be above $20 to $30 per token, right? Because again, as I'm saying, the governance aspect of multiple DeFi platforms is only going to be popular, and as that becomes popular, I think CVP will also become a popular token, right? Again, this is just my opinion, guys. Remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.